Hurry up, bros.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wisdom Walkers podcast, where I'm your host, Javante Blackman. Just reminding everybody that this is a promo hub for my latest book, Walking with Wisdom, and it's a place where we talk about all things wisdom and how it can be the principle that guides us to and through our lives. And I know this is weird, this is awkward. We're in my car, okay? We're in my car, but nonetheless, I have my actual brother, y'all. Like, I got the best friend I grew up with in the
Yo,
building today. Mr. Jalik Blackman is in the building. Say what's up, bro.
yo, what's good, Joe?
What's up, man? What's up? So, we are in the building, or in my car, having fun with it, man. Just making it do what it do. And this is the season finale. This is season 3's finale, and I thought that it would be the perfect way to end this season by having my brother come on and just rock out with me. So, Black, got an icebreaker question for you, my boy. I don't let any of my guests know the icebreaker questions. It's just a way for us to break the ice and get started. And we're Veronica's son. So today's episode is about what it's like to be sons of our late but great mother. And, you know, it might get a little vulnerable, might shed a couple
OG,
tears, you
the
know what I'm saying?
OG.
But that's our old girl, man. So, Black, icebreaker question for you. What is one meal of mom's that you miss the most? Like,
Spam and mac and cheese. Off the top of my head, my girl actually, she was like, "Ew, you like spam?" And shocking, like people talk bad about spam. Oh, this is an alternative meat. Oh, it's a processed meat, which is understandable. Me being a chef, me having knowledge of these things, but like it's just the nostalgia. Food itself, like that's why you love food because of the nostalgia, because of the classic moments. If you cooking in your grandma's kitchen or you working alongside your mom or your auntie or your cousin, um, it's just one of those things that you miss.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
most definitely.
it's not. She's had plenty of great meals like boiled chicken and rice. If you haven't had that together,
I was just listen. I was just telling somebody that was it yesterday, day before yesterday. Like, man, if I
and
miss
then
any meal of my mama's, it's definitely that chicken and rice together, man. It's just something
it's
about it. It's
it's something about it. The way she was able to like have the
everything, everything,
right combos every single time.
everything,
Like
bro.
it wasn't a time that she missed.
She never missed.
And it was like,
She never missed.
oh, how you do that? And it was just you just had to be there.
Yeah,
Like
man.
my mom, and my brother, we were pretty much all we had. Even
Yeah.
though, like it felt like that's how it felt like. Like even
Mm.
though we had other families and stuff like that, but like at one point in time for a good long time,
It
it
was
was
just us
just
three. It was
us
just us
three.
three.
We were
Yeah.
able to laugh. We were able to cry. We were able to smile. We were able to dance. We were able to vibe out. Just us together, and I think that's like one of the things that actually helped me as I got older.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. For me, it's definitely that stew beef, mac and cheese, green beans, Sunday dinner.
Okay.
Like that right there.
Okay,
That right
okay.
there. That right there. That's my favorite top. Like it tops everything. The way she was able to do it. Sometimes she did it with a little gravy. Sometimes, you know, her green beans are known around like the city. Like
Sure.
people calling
Sure.
holidays. Hey, I need you to make.
I need them
I
green
need
beans.
the green beans. Can you make me a pie? I pay
I
you.
need them green beans.
I
Or
need them.
I need them yams.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
And so
definitely
a
just
few recipes that I've
mhm.
actually just kept safe with me. I don't really share those because they're pretty much sentimental, and they have priceless value.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, let's get into the episode. So first question on the docket. Everybody gets this question, Black. Tell me what wisdom means to you, and who's the first person that comes to mind when you think of the principle.
I hear often that wisdom is the application of the knowledge that you gain, but um, sometimes it's not even what you gain. It's what you see. It's what you hear. It's what you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like wisdom sometimes comes in the feeling, And a lot of people be like, "Oh, you gained wisdom." I didn't really gain it because sometimes it was already embedded in you.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it was something that you grow up with, you know. And the first person that actually comes to my mind is this guy right here. Honestly, honestly, because I mean, for most of my life, he was the example of what to be.
Mm.
Being even though I hated being in this shadow, it always felt good to be in something that, hey, oh, he's doing this. Like, we have a high bar set for you due to what your brother did. Um, and a lot of people like, oh, Jay's your hero, Jay's your role model. Yeah, yeah, and no. Due to the fact that he wasn't the only influence I had, he just was one of the major ones that I had. My mom, obviously, um, growing up with her from the moment that I could talk, which was
Early and often. Early and often.
which is about four or five. We had moved into this new house, and I had asked my mom. I said, "Mom, you like this house?" And she said, "Mm-mm." And I said, "Me neither." me neither. And we ended up staying in this house and still staying in this house
Mm-hmm.
for about 17, going to 18 years. Um, and
That's up to 19,
or
going on
19,
20, going on 20.
probably more. Actually, I haven't lived there.
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know, I became a dad early, probably 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, 17. Um, but my mom and my granddad, if those who know, you know Shotty. You know Shotty. Yo, yo, yo! You know Shotty.
Someone please call
911.
911.
You know Shotty. You know Shotty. And just seeing how he carried himself and seeing how so many people respected Shotty. Like, you knew who my grandfather was.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't just in the city. It was like everywhere he went, every person that he met, they respected the person that he was. And they actually, it was like, oh, you bringing the old man with you? Like, they would even ask that question because they know the type of energy that he brings. And so,
Yeah,
like, that, for that, um, just seeing that example and being
gotcha.
able to get to there at one point, that's the goal.
For sure. For sure. Most definitely. So I am honored that you see me as somebody that comes to mind when you think of wisdom. It is not intentional. I promise you. Like I'm not. Oh, I gotta make sure that I do. And listen, when you know you got a little brother that is so special, um, that like it's like he's like a magical creature, y'all. Like this man can come up with anything or do anything he puts his mind to and does it better than he ever would have thought. He's like a Disney character. And so when you grew up with this Disney character, you're sharing the room with a Disney character, you don't want to let him down. And there were moments growing up where, if I can be honest, I felt like I did, or I was told that I did. And I never wanted to make the same mistakes twice. So I really wanted to like set a good example and be some good representation for you, just because I knew you were coming up, man. So it's dope that you see Ma as a individual that comes to mind when you think of wisdom, because like in the book I tell us, like, we have to try to think of wisdom as a woman because that's how the Bible describes her, right?
Right.
And so but for those of you who have been following my author career, you know that my first book, Watching Wisdom, is dedicated to our grandfather. And the same way that he, says, hey, I saw wisdom is what I saw, wisdom is what I heard. Well, that the same thing for me. Like I learned most of the things that I share either on my platforms or on my in my books from our grandfather, from our mother, from other cousins and family members and things of that nature, community leaders and people like that. So it's just a matter of sometimes you got to be able to look at wisdom and say, all right, or look at people and say, all right, what gems can I pick up from their life just by watching? And how can that apply to mine? And that's probably one of the biggest challenges of life, but it's also one of the most fun journeys you'll ever take. So let's go to the next question. So this episode is really dedicated to our experiences with our mother and just how we grew up and things of that nature. So next question I have for you is, in your opinion, what was it like growing up with our mother?
Dope, actually. And I use that word a lot.
Me too.
So,
Those of you who know, that's like one of my favorite words. But
dope. So my mom was the type of person to put you on to something without actually putting you on to something.
mm-hmm.
And it was bigger than, Ma, I forgot my backpack. Ma, I'm hungry. Ma, could you give me this? It was like, as I got older, you start to realize like your mom is a growing little girl. And my mom would find the joy in just creating things.
mm-hmm.
Um, as you've all saw on previous podcasts, like my brother, he tells the story of my mom being MacGyver,
Yeah.
a MacGyver, and like my mom would literally take styrofoam and make it look like a work of art. She would literally take trash and then actually turn it into treasure.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, Mom, where you get this from? Or, I just found this somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Mom, this don't even look like where it's supposed to be.
Right.
And God has really blessed her with her hands, bro. Like she was really gifted with her hands.
Yeah.
Like previous podcast, he's told y'all that she actually made clothes. Like we've had not only church outfits but actual clothes, handcrafted play clothes,
event clothes.
she was
Everything.
so dope. Like, and she would find joy in the little things, which is what makes me laugh today. Some people think that I'm delusional, or some people think that I'm quirky, or some people think that I'm weird. But like, just finding the things, like when I see a new knife set, I be like, oh my gosh, it's a new knife set. And just finding the small things to be happy about. Like, and she was like, if I'm not gonna smile today, I'm gonna laugh today. If I'm not gonna laugh today, I'm gonna dance today. If I'm not gonna dance today, I'm gonna sing today. If I'm not gonna sing today, I'm gonna vibe today. If I'm not gonna vibe today, then I'm chilling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm relaxed. I'm at peace.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what she did, she just tried to find a peace into whatever she was doing.
Yeah, most definitely. So I feel the same way. So COVID happened, right? Let me tell y'all this story. So COVID happened, and she's in her creative bag. She's making masks. And I'm like, okay, Mom. She's FaceTiming me every so often. Like, hey, I made these masks. I like this one. You like this one? I got your team on this one. Got you this on this. So, okay, cool. So, I'm in Tallahassee at the time, teaching at the time. And so, I decided to come home because COVID happened real bad, like right around spring break. So, I spent maybe like a week and a half back home with her. And so, I come home and it's a table full of masks, y'all. Like a table full of face masks. And so she
with styrofoam people,
she done made the mannequins. She got fake earlobes made out of bottle tops, everything. So I'm looking at all different masks. So she like, I like this one. This one real. She like this one real soft. This one real soft. So I'm like, okay. So I put it on. I said, Mom, what you made this out of? Why you ask that? I say, cause it feel like pennies. It feel like pennies, Mom. She like, no, baby, I ain't made out of no pennies. And I said, you sure? Cause I say you sure? Cause these real soft. She say, well, if they soft, then you think they'll be good? I say, germs gonna get past these. Germs gonna get past these. The rest of them, they all right. But this one, you might want to go back to the drawing board. But the creativity of her, just mind.
Let me tell y'all one story real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
My mom started selling the masks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she would create these masks with like fake bedazzles on them. And because they were bedazzled, bro, they sold like hotcakes. People were like, oh, I want the bedazzle. I want the bedazzle one. And even like her first trial run, the bedazzles, they came off. and, and she was like and she started to I don't know if Jay knows this story, but like she started to get discouraged.
Mm-hmm.
And I would tell her things that she would tell me as from doggone daycare to 12th grade. And I said, Ma, do your best and let God do the rest. And she was like,
Yeah.
and she wiped
Mm-hmm.
the tears, and she went back to work, and she did a bedazzle again. And this bedazzle, I still have this bedazzle to this day. Um, I don't know how, but it's just one of those things I've kept, and the bedazzles are still on there.
Mm-hmm.
They're still on there.
Mm-hmm.
She created Velcro masks, like
Mm-hmm. Just finding different ways to be innovative, and like us being in my car recording this podcast is just a extension of that creativity. Definitely. All right, so let's go to the next question I have for you. What lessons from do you teach your kids? Because my brother has two of the most adorable kids in the world. He
sure.
has my nephew son Jakari, and my ladybug Jira, who is also named after our mother, and she's just a beautiful ball of joy. So, what lessons do you teach them that you got from our mother?
Everything happens for you. Everything happens to you for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
and everything has its own time, as well as doing your best and let God do the rest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell y'all a story real quick. My son was learning how to write, and he was like, "Dad, I can't do it. Dad, I can't do it." And one of the lessons that my brother could agree to, as well as my cousins, as well as even my friends, my best friend to this day, his name is Derek Brotman.
Shout out Derek. What's up, bro?
Uh, she would tell us like never say you can't do something
Yeah.
because you always can. You
Mm-hmm.
always can. You can always do all things through Christ, which is you.
Yeah.
And it was one day like I'm I'm just really walking around the house and cleaning up my house, and my son is doing his homework, and he's like, "Daddy, it's hard. Daddy, I can't do it." And I was like, "Jakari, you can. I need you to do your best and let God do the rest." And um, now my son is in first grade, and he beats me to the saying before I could even say the saying. Do your best and let God do the rest. And that is something that I walked out of every door of every home saying, repeating after my mom and seeing what that looks like being that little boy and saying, "Oh, I can't do this and I can't do that," and being frustrated and seeing the frustration on my son's face of him saying that I can't do that, or Daddy, I can't write my name, and now he writes his name without me even telling him to. And so I think that another lesson, which is hard for me to do, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a human being. Sometimes I lie. Sometimes I do not tell the truth, and it's not because I'm fearful of what could happen. I'm fearful of what wouldn't happen. What would if I do tell the truth, that I might not be looked at the same, or I might be seen as a different person, or I might being completely vulnerable. Um, my mom, she was completely vulnerable. Like she would let you know, hey, this is wrong, or this is how you're making me feel, or this is what I need. And some things, like my mom didn't hold in. I mean, didn't let out. Is those are things that I want to um, kind of let go of. Like
Mm-hmm.
my mom, my dad, they held these things in,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, I don't want to be that,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to also like have myself, um, what is it called? Completely susceptible to anything.
Yeah.
Like I don't want anything and everything to just happen to me. I want things to happen for me. I want
Mm-hmm.
opportunities to come my way.
Yeah.
And so, me being completely open and out there, and
Yeah.
just that makes me feel like a different type of way.
Yeah. Most definitely. It sounds like you answered the next question, which was, and what things or what things that we were taught growing up that you're divorcing. And it's just the power and balance of being vulnerable versus being discreet. And that's a definite, it's a hard game to play sometimes, especially when you've seen things go one way and you know, okay, if I am completely vulnerable, I completely let my guard down, I completely put everything out on the table, I might get rejected. And I too have wrestled that same,
Yeah,
match, most definitely. So, but one of the things that I take away from that, and I was one of those kids who was like, my mama could do no wrong, my daddy could do all the wrong in the world, right? We are not, we don't come from a single parent household. So shout out to our dad. He was married to our mom for 30 plus years before she passed away. They were together for a total of 35 years. Um, but us still, trying to grow our relationship with our dad, a lot of times we spent a lot of time with our mom and we would say, oh, mom is perfect, dad is not, right?
yeah.
But now I've grown to understand that
I
there were
mean,
ways that mom was wrong and dad was right, or that that wasn't, neither one of them was wrong. The thing that I really want us to understand, as an audience, the thing I really want everybody to understand is your parents are doing everything they're doing for the first time. You're an experiment for them. Their parenting is an experiment, like, and they won't get it 100% right. And so we can't judge them, we can't hold them accountable to things, but we also can't make excuses for things that we should be aware of with them as well. And so our mom was a superhero to us. She still is. It doesn't, she doesn't lose her value as all this great woman just because we saw some things. And there are a couple things that I learned from our mom that I had to divorce growing up. And so one of the things, something simple like tattoos, right? My mama used to tell us, if you get one, I'm gonna skin it off you. I'm like, you gonna cut my skin off? I'm gonna skin it off you.
skin
I'm
it off
like,
you.
well, she like, I'm gonna skin you like a rabbit. That was she used to say. I'm gonna skin you like a rabbit. We from the muck, so where we come from, they chase, kill, skin, clean, and eat rabbits. So she, I'm gonna skin you like a
What is
rabbit.
called harvesting.
Yeah, whatever it's called, that's what they
Harvest.
do. Um,
We harvest rabbits.
but nonetheless,
Um,
man, she would do those things, and she would say certain things like, "Oh, I don't want you to um hang out on the street corner, and you ain't doing nothing but wasting your time." And certain things you hear is like, okay, I understand the value in that, but other things you hear is like, I don't know, man. I've come to see the value in tattoos. I'm not saying that the Bible says that they are wrong, because I've never read a scripture where the Bible says that getting a tattoo is a sin. Never. And all of my tattoos have biblical references to them. I will not get a tattoo on my Bible without a scripture attached, because my body is a temple. It does belong to God. And I learned through my mother's, teaching and instruction that certain things do, matter to God. But I matured to a place to learn that my mom's view on certain things I can divorce. And I think that it's a powerful thing when you become an adult, to where you kind of understand, all right, this is what I can take from home and this is what I can't take from home. This is what I can give, this is what I can't give. So when it comes to vulnerability, our mom was a very selective person when it came to certain things she would share. She would walk around as if nothing bothered her. Nothing. Even though her world was really like
in
crashing
shambles.
down.
In shambles.
And
Yeah.
so she would just be one of those people who was very discreet, and sometimes too discreet with what she was going through, where she could have you really use some help. And that's why I'm a huge advocate for therapy, because therapy provides me a space to sit down and talk with an unbiased person who can really hear our opinions, really hear our experiences, and give us feedback. I was my mama therapist. I'm gonna be real. We lived maybe like 20 minutes away from where we would do everyday business, right? Go to school, go to work, those type of things. And so that car ride to school and back home was like a way for a reason or a time for you to take a nap as a kid, because like we just riding at this point. And I remember us being about maybe 10. I probably was 10 or 11 years old, and my mom just started venting out of nowhere, and he was still asleep. And so from 10 or 11 years old until
Sorry,
I
that ride
I'm
is
telling you,
soothing.
it's soothing. It
And
is.
so like for me now, that even happens to me now. Like my girl, she would be talking and her voice would be soothing to the point where it just like brings me at peace.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so for if a woman does that for you, keep her around, bro. Like for real. Make sure that you're listening to what they're saying, but keep them around. Keep that person around because like a lot of times that voice could be like, I don't want to hear that, or I don't want to hear you, or I don't want to be around you. But if you got a voice that is soothing enough to put you to sleep, like them just talking
Mm-hmm.
puts you to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
keep that person around you.
You find that peace.
You find peace within that person. Like you
Mm-hmm.
know that hey, this person got me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but going back to what he was saying with the story, because actually gets good because I wasn't supposed to be asleep. I was supposed to be listening. Because she dropped so many gems.
But yeah, so she would just start sharing different experiences, different things that she was going through, and it really taught me to have compassion, to have empathy, to really like connect with another individual. And but it was hard because, well, I'm 12. My knowledge is everything you done taught me, and everything I learned from just going to middle school, being around these ratchet kids, and trying to stay out of trouble. So it was definitely a learning experience, but I understood how powerful vulnerability could be, because it gives you a place to be safe. It gives you a place to find peace. And
And all
now,
you can say is, yeah,
yeah, pretty much
yeah.
for the most part. But you learn, like I want to say around 13, 14, that's when I started actually asking questions, talking back, having certain dialogues. And it wasn't just me saying yeah, but more so me chiming into the conversation. And ironically enough, everything comes full circle. The Bible says that in all things God works for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. I wouldn't be able to do this podcast the way that I do it and have certain conversations with people, for those of you who have, had conversations with me. I wouldn't be able to do that with y'all if I didn't talk to my mom, if I didn't have those conversations with my mom. I wouldn't be able to write the books that I write if I wasn't just listening, if I wasn't forced to stay up because I was sitting in the front seat to have those conversations with her. But nonetheless, man, it is definitely one of those things that I enjoy, but at the same time, I'm also learning to divorce certain parts of it. And there's a bunch of different things, but let's go to the next question. What things are you doing that you know she's proud of?
Uh, Before I get into that, I want to get into what she might not be proud of. Like,
Speak up. Go ahead.
and just having kids early.
You don't
Um,
think she'll be proud of that?
Not that like without being married first.
Mm.
And so like I think that's one of the things like she was kind of hard on me about when I had my first son, and um him him being there like that was a grandbaby like that was Gigi poo poo Gigi poo poo, and my son still asks about her to this day. It's like, where's Gigi? And
That
I'm
was
like,
his best friend, literally.
where's Gigi? And but uh I think other than that, I think that my mom would be proud that I've stood on my own since the moment that I had my son. Like, I didn't ask nobody for nothing. I didn't demand, oh, let me get this or let me get that or you owe me this. And she would be most proud that I started a business. For those who don't know, I have a catering business.
You gotta speak up when you
I
say
have
that, man.
I have a catering business. I have a personal chef business also. And so like when I'm not doing catering or when I'm not doing a personal chef, being a personal chef, I am um, cooking for different clients, and so it's a lot actually.
Yeah.
Being able to take care of my family, like, man,
Yeah. I mean,
um,
there's so many different things. When you think about our mother, you have to understand that she was just a woman who was, like he said earlier in the episode, just happy with life. My mom had so many different reasons to be upset, so many different reasons to be confused and frustrated with just the way that life was happening to her, that she just decided, I'm not gonna give life any reason to take my joy away, to limit me from happiness, to stop me from enjoying things. And she also didn't allow that to limit how she saw her children, and how much pride she took in us. Like, my mom never missed a basketball game, ever. I mean, no matter where we were playing, we could be playing in Naples, we could be playing, we can go to California, she'll find a way to be there. You know, no matter how big, how small the game was, she was right there, and she stayed the whole time. If we was scoring a lot of points, she was there. If we weren't scoring points at all, she was still there. If we didn't get in the game, not 1 minute, for reasons that are not supposed to be discussed on this episode. But if we didn't get in the game for 1 minute, she still stayed the whole game. She still was supportive. She still would, and I can tell you this, Julie, like, she would be in awe of the father that you are, the husband that you are, the just man that you are becoming. She's not gonna be discouraged or frown upon anything that you've done. She has her preferences. Of course, she would have wanted you to be married before you have kids, and doing it the Bible's way. But she won't ever say because of that she's disappointed in you.
Right.
Because of that she is not proud. No, she is proud. She's proud of the way that you raise your kids. She's proud of the way that you support your family. She's proud of the way that you stand on your own 2 feet. And she's even proud of the way that you are deciding to go about your life. And how you are deciding to, progress and move forward despite being thrown a challenge so early. And she would never ever ever look at your situation as something that God doesn't have his hands on, because he definitely does. He definitely does. And I am here to say that I am proud of you as well. I am 100% proud of you as well. My mom is my mom. Like, I could have a whole hour, day long, or a day long episode about her, just because she is phenomenal. And she means so much to us. And we made it through this episode with no tears, man. So shout out to us
Not
for
yet.
not yet, not yet. You know what I'm saying? But we good, man. We're definitely good. But that concludes this episode, ladies and gentlemen. My brother means the world to me. Black, you already know how we rocking.
Sure.
I love you, man. There's nothing that you can do to change that. If you guys have not, go out and get the book. Go
Make
out
sure
and
you
get
go
the book.
get some to eat with SPBT.
Yes,
Small
yes.
plates, big taste.
Most
We are
definitely.
everywhere and anywhere, all at once.
Absolutely.
There is no taste too small for there's no plate too small for a taste too big. And so if y'all are hungry, make sure you check me out.
Most definitely.
Make sure you check me out.
Most definitely. Get at my brother. He's phenomenal. He did these chicken and waffle sliders for the book release, and man, let me tell you, phenomenal. People are still asking when the next time he's gonna come through and bless the people with his good food. But nonetheless, man, that concludes this episode. I love you guys. Make sure you go out and get the book. Support Small Place Big Taste, please. For the most part, y'all, like, food is phenomenal. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you.
I'm telling
I'm
you.
trying to tell you.
I'm telling you. Get
I'm
at 'em.
trying. I might tell you a joke,
But I never tell
but
you a
I'll
lie.
never tell you a lie.
You know what I'm saying? So most definitely get at us. Check out the book. Check out his catering business. You will not regret either one of them. I love you guys. Thank you for a phenomenal season. Season 4 is right around the corner. And I can't wait to see what else God has in store for us. I love you guys. Till next time.